for watching. I'm Kirsten, the Blonde Abroad, and I'm going to be sharing my travel tips on how to pack the perfect carry-on bag. The first thing you're going to need is a bag. My favorite bag for traveling is the Low & Sons Overnight and Gym Bag, also known as the OG bag. The material is really lightweight. It has a couple different options for straps. It has a ton of compartments and zippers for everything from your laptop to pens to your passport. And it also has a really handy dandy opening in the back, so you can slide the bag securely onto your rolling luggage, so you don't even have to carry it if you're in the airport or traveling with another piece of luggage. The first thing I pack on every trip is something that's gonna help me sleep. So I always bring a travel pillow, an eye mask, and earplugs. That way, if I'm tired, I can get a little bit of Z's on my flight. The next thing I pack on every trip are some healthy snacks. I like to bring things like dried nuts and fruits, maybe a health bar, and some potato chip alternatives. These are kale chips. They're just a salty snack that are easy to pack and delicious. Now, depending on how long your flight is, you're likely gonna want to refresh at some point. So there are a few items I bring on every flight so that I can feel a little bit more like a human again, especially on long haul flights. And that's eye drops because, you know, it's really dry in the air and these help with red eye. I pack some organic mints. I prefer mints over gum when I'm flying just because gum, you swallow a little bit more air and it can cause tummy aches. I always bring some wisps, which are disposable toothbrushes. They just offer a little bit of, you know, oral cleanliness on a long flight. And I bring some deodorant just for a quick reapplication during or just before I land. I also like to bring a couple of things that can help me feel a little bit clean. So that includes wipes. A facial wipe is always nice if you are doing a long haul flight or just want a quick refresh before you land. And I always bring some form of hand sanitizer. Airplanes are basically, you know, metal boxes of germs. So the spray pens are really nice because they don't take up much room and they provide the same, you know, antibacterial benefits as any other hand sanitizer. Whether you wear makeup or not, before or after a flight, it's always nice to bring a couple of items that can help brighten your face before you land. I always bring some mascara with me. I don't like traveling with it on, and I always like to apply it fresh just before I land. And then I also like to bring an under eye concealer, and that's just because I get really tired eyes and it helps me look wide awake even if I couldn't sleep on that 12-hour flight. One of the most important things you're gonna do on any flight is make sure that you pack a few things to keep you hydrated. I bring a collapsible water bottle on every trip, and it folds up really small when it's empty, yet it fills to a full liter, so you can have an empty bottle when you go through security, and then after you get through security, fill it all the way up so you have a full water bottle for that flight. The other things I like to pack are lip balm just to keep my lips moisturized, a nice hand cream, and then I always like to bring a tinted BB cream, and that's gonna provide a little bit of tinted coverage while making my face nice and moisturized. Remember the 3-1-1 rule when packing liquids. They need to be in containers that are 3.4 ounces or smaller, in a 1 quart size bag, and you're allowed 1 bag per person. You're also gonna wanna bring something to keep yourself entertained, and whether that's a laptop, an iPad, or just your phone, maybe it's a book if you're old-fashioned, these things are gonna keep you entertained, busy throughout the flight, and you wanna make sure you also pack all of the cords that go with them. I can't tell you how many times I used to forget to pack the chargers for these things, and you're super bummed when you get on the flight and don't have them. So make sure you have your headphones and any chargers you're gonna need for that flight. And lastly, and most importantly, I want you to remember that all of these things can be replaced if you forget them when you get to your final destination. Sure, a laptop might be more expensive, but these are all material things that are a lot less painful to replace than, let's say, your passport. So my last and final recommendation is to make sure that you triple check that you've packed your passport if you're traveling internationally, any medical documents you might need. Also make sure you make copies of these important documents and store them in different bags in case a bag is lost, stolen. Hopefully that doesn't happen. And if you're also traveling with any valuables, those should also go in your carry-on. So any photography equipment, jewelry, anything that you can't replace as easily needs to go in that carry-on. And that's everything. There's really not much to it. It's just a quick little checklist of things that I bring on every trip, and this is the same whether I'm taking a weekend trip or a 3-month-long trip. You know, the carry-on is pretty standard, so you can definitely use my packing tips for every trip for your carry-on bag. For the complete list of all of the items I pack in my carry-on, be sure to visit my blog. The link is provided below in the details section. Thank you guys so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe for future updates and weekly travel tips posts on my YouTube channel. See you next time.